Hi guys, my name is Mike Emmerich, Global Product Manager for RectorSeal, and today we're going to go through the Ghost internal pump application and installation. Now, this pump itself is a diaphragm pump which can run dry. It's more reliable, so it can run dirty water through it without being clogged. This also is recommended for 50 feet, and it has a lift of 5 feet, which that means is 5 feet can go from this reservoir here to the pump itself. From where it's located, it can be located either externally or internally, but if you're going to locate the motor itself, the pump, it has to be not more than 5 feet from here. So what we're going to start at, you have your components here. Obviously they're all tied in together by plugs. We're going to actually install it on this side of the unit. This is a Mitsubishi 3-ton wall mount system. And we're going to slide obviously the electrical first through here. Slide that piece through as well. We'll pull the rest through just to the end, so it's all the way through here. Very good. So the unit is pushed through here now, so we have room now for the reservoir, which will sit in here as well. But before you do that, make sure you're going to put your tube on here. This is the tube that will go from the reservoir itself to the pump. So you'll see it from here. You'll take it right here. This just will go right on and grip onto the pump itself. This is the water that's going to be discharging from this end on the side here. We'll slide that in. Okay, next you're going to go, so you have this hooked up now. This is what goes from your reservoir out into the pump, and the pump obviously will go out. So we need to cut this, so this will adapt right to the reservoir itself. So we'll cut it right about here. See that there? This can go right onto here. This goes right on to the reservoir itself. So then you have your water flow, which comes through here, from here into here, out of the pump, and then the pump has to discharge somewhere. So you have extra tubing here. You can use more if you need it. Depends how far you're going. This just will go right on top of your pump here. Slide right on, and it actually will lock itself in there. Now make sure you have both your inlet and outlet connected. This is your reservoir going into the pump. That pump is coming out. That's what this tube is for, which is going to be your discharge. Your breather goes into the top of this piece here. Snaps on here. You're going to slide this. This has to be level and flat back here because this is your sensor, your float sensor. It's a 3-position sensor. So once you do that, you're going to slide it just as you see, just like that. And then your next step would be using the left or the right-hand side of the unit itself. We're using the left-hand side on here. So you have a rubber plastic tubing it comes with. So you'll take obviously this out. You're going to take your rubber hose that comes with, cut it to length. This obviously is going to sit flush, and this goes right on to the drain line itself, and make sure it's secure. Then you have that's level, and this is your tube that's going to be draining out. So this will go with a line set to wherever it's being discharged, either out of the house or into a sump pump area. Next, we will go to the wiring side. All right guys, so typically on these units, you have your S1, S2, and S3 terminals and your ground on here. Some of the units are labeled differently because of manufacturers. They all are wired the same way. So look onto here, you'll see S1, S2, S3. Now you have 4 wires here. What we're gonna do is your S1 is what is powering this unit. It's coming from the outdoor unit. So you need to take that off S1. You just take it off just like this, slide it out, S1, okay? That S1 is gonna get wired separately. So what goes in S1 is our purple wire, normally closed. That goes into here, and you're gonna tighten it here. Okay. Then you have that black wire here now. So the black wire is your power coming obviously in. So you need to wire nut that, which the wire nuts do come with the package. You will take your black and your gray. And you're gonna wire nut that together with the black, just like this. Make sure the wires are stripped completely, correctly. Make sure it's nice and snug. That's your wiring there. Then you have your red left. Now the red is gonna get wired, obviously, on the S2 terminal. You're not removing anything off the S2 terminal. You're just gonna use this in its place. So what you're gonna do is take your fuse, make sure the fuse is stripped correctly as well. We've had issues in the past with this, guys stripping this and not holding the wire itself when they're stripping it down. If that happens, this will not have continuity through it. That's the fuse there, okay? Because it has a spring-loaded fuse. So once you strip it, you're gonna take just like this, and you're gonna wire nut this. You can use butt connectors too, or wire nuts. It's no big deal on that. It's very tight. You can also use electrical tape around here to help seal it more. Then this one itself, as long as the fuse is in here, you can open it up and look at it. Check for continuity on this to make sure you have continuity on the fuse. It will not work if there's no signal passing through here. Then you're gonna go to S2. All you're doing with this is you're not taking anything off S2. You're gonna just unscrew this a little bit and you're gonna add this wire onto S2. Might be a little snug, make sure it makes contact with this. Once all wired in, it's covered right just like that. Obviously the screw, set screw, goes in there. Screw that in tight. Always make sure everything's nice and snug before you put it back. Okay, and then there's a front cover for this as well. Once your product is all installed here, your cover, electrical cover, snaps right on here. Set screw goes back in where it is. Now everyone's different on the manufacturers. They might have the exact same plate or the same style of cover, but it's all the same. Make sure everything's clear and clean on there. You don't see anything here. You don't want anything interfering with this movement at all. All right, once it's installed, make sure the wires are pushed back into here so it's clean. And once you're all done, cover goes right back on. Then you take it off. Some snap on, some unscrews. Okay, once your top cover is back on and screwed tight, your filters go right back in. Slide them right back in just like you do when you wash them. Every 6 months you should wash these filters, if not less. Snaps right in, and the top snaps in and closes, and you're done.